Hey, McFly! Thought I done told you never to come in. You ain't Seamus McFly. You look like him, though. Especially with that dog ugly hat. You kin to that, hey, Barber? What's your name, dude?
Mart Eastwood. Clint Eastwood.
What kind of stupid name is that?
Back to the Future Part 3 is the 1991 sequel to Back to the Future Part 2, which was the 1989 sequel to Back to the Future. Once again starring Michael J. Fox as Marty McFly, as well as one of Marty's ancestors. Also starring, once again, Christopher Lloyd as Doc Brown. This movie starts off where the last one ended, with Marty being stranded in 1955 and Doc having been unexpectedly zapped back into 1885. Doc, however, managed to give a letter to Marty via postal service. A letter that he wrote in 1885. In this letter, he explains to Marty that he decided to spend the rest of his life in the Wild Wild West. He also left instructions in this letter on how to repair the DeLorean. But wait, I hear you scream. The DeLorean got zapped back into 1885. Well, that might be. But Doc just put the DeLorean somewhere safe for Marty to find in 1955. Of course, he gave him instructions on where to find goddamn thing. So now all Marty's gotta do is find 1955 Doc, which is kinda easy to do since on this specific night he is still close to the courthouse, to the Hill Valley Courthouse that is. All Marty has gotta do is get the DeLorean, fix anything that might have fallen victim to the course of time, with the help of 1955 Doc Brown, then swoosh off back into 1985. Well, that would be the plan, but Marty finds out that Doc apparently died just a few days after he wrote that letter by getting shot in the back. So, now Marty is determined to save Doc from his future fate, the thing that Doc is there, and in his future, which is already the past to in regards to 1955. Fuck it, you know, in the past, his future fate. Yeah, future fate. That's it. So he goes back to 1885, and this is where the real story begins. A story, my friend, of the good, the mad, and the ugly. A tale of the Doc having a love interest by the name of Clara. Marty getting himself into trouble, and a very cool ZZ Top cameo. Wait, what is that? ZZ Top. Oh, well, doesn't really matter. Banana, whatever. Tomato. Well, there are still a few questions left regarding this story. How will this story end? Who will die? Who will live? Well, watch the movie and find out. Back to the Future Part 3 concluded the series on a very interesting note. We get a lot of Western cliches, of course, since it is a Western, kinda, sorta, and also a very interesting full circle thing where Marty, for example, uses a trick from a spaghetti Western, the same one that alternate 1985 Biff Tannen was watching in Back to the Future Part 2. Marty uses that trick to win against one of Biff's ancestors, Mad Dog Tannen. The movie sets and such are brilliantly looking and very Western-like. Now let's talk about Doc, Marty and Clara. It's nice that we get to see Doc as a more of a person and less of an enabler. You see, during the last few movies, it seemed as though he was merely there to enable Marty having the ability to travel through time. And, well, not that much more. At least that's the way I see it. I could also be totally wrong about that. He was doing a lot of stuff, but not much outside of science. Now we see him from a personal angle, although be it still in a very comedic fashion. Clara is kinda... I don't know. She seems a bit prepackaged, like a bit of a prepackaged love interest for Doc. I mean, she is an okay character, but not really. Well, nothing special. Marty now finally gets over his little attitude problem regarding his anger-based heated reactions. Oh yeah, but the way that they concluded the Back to the Future series was almost a bit too cheesy, but maybe that's just me. So yeah, that was my review of Back to the Future Part 3. With that, I finished the Back to the Future trilogy. Back to the Future Part 3 gets from me a 4 out of 5. It would have been a higher score had it not been for some of these rather kind of tired time travel related cliches. Like Marty doing or mentioning some things in 1885 that were far from being invented, and because of that it's supposedly hilarious. I mean, a lot of this stuff is really hilarious. Him doing the moonwalk and then managing to elevate the piss pot onto Mad Dog's Tennant's head. That was kind of hilarious, but then again, you got him mentioning Space Invaders at their one shooting range and whatever the fuck. Wasn't all that funny, but yeah, it's kind of a mixed bag, really, joke-wise. So yeah, I'm still very thankful to all of those who have listened and watched to me doing all 3 Back to the Future movies, review-wise, and well, yeah, that's basically it. With that said, good night and good luck to whomever, whatever, wherever you are.
Ray.
Gentlemen, excuse me, but my friend and I have to catch a train.
Here's to you, blacksmith! And to the future.
Amen. Amen.
Helmet, no!
Alternate 1985 Bill Tennant. What the fuck is wrong with my tongue? Sorry. Old Biff Tannen. The same one that alternate Biff Tannen 1985 was watching in Back to the Future Part 2. Sorry.